Shedeur Sanders outshines veteran QB in practice. What happened last Tuesday will make you question everything you know about rookie mindset.
Yeah, Triggs, we hear that they might, this Browns team might carry 4 quarterbacks on their roster. At least they're floating that idea, I guess. What do you think truly does happen to the 53-man opening day roster? And are they looking to potentially trade one of these guys?
I'd be surprised. And the two guys that I would look at is Flacco and Pickett. Now, they were aggressive in getting Joe Flacco as a free agent quarterback, brought him back. Obviously, he has a great relationship with Stefanski. Got Flacco as your starter week 1, Shedeur or Gabriel as your backup. Then you got one who's not active, not dressed, but is obviously still on the team. So it would be surprising with the Cleveland Browns if they kept 4 quarterbacks. I do know that this year...
You probably think you've seen confidence before. You believe you know what it looks like when a young quarterback enters an NFL facility and instantly earns respect. But what unfolded last Tuesday might just challenge everything you thought you understood about rookie mindset. It was early morning at the Browns practice facility in Berea, Ohio. A fog still clung to the practice fields, and most of the veterans were quietly going through their warm-ups. Then, Shedeur Sanders walked in. There was no entourage, no dramatic flair, just a 22-year-old quarterback with a calm presence that somehow made the room pay attention. He wasn't loud, he didn't try to win the locker room with words, his actions did the talking. The Browns had invited Shedeur in as part of a preseason QB development initiative. On the surface, it was just another practice rep opportunity, a chance to throw, learn, and adjust. But that day, Shedeur wasn't interested in just blending in. Veteran quarterback Jacoby Brissett was expected to dominate the reps that day. After all, he'd been in the league for a decade, had led multiple offenses, and was known for his calm under pressure. But when the reps began, it became obvious. Something different was happening. On his first 7-on-7 series, Shedeur went 6 for 6. His throws weren't just accurate, they were timed to perfection, thrown into impossibly tight windows. The receivers were stunned. Defensive backs turned to each other in disbelief. Coaches whispered in hushed tones. One assistant was seen texting mid-practice. Another pulled out his phone and started recording. Something was up. This wasn't your average rookie performance. Shedeur wasn't just playing well. He was completely unfazed by the moment. If this kind of behind-the-scenes football drama gets you hyped, consider subscribing. It's free and helps us keep bringing you more stories like this. By the end of the first session, word was spreading. A couple local reporters who had been watching from the sidelines started scribbling notes faster than usual. And Pat McAfee? He got wind of it almost instantly. But this wasn't just about stats or throws, it was about presence. The way Shedeur carried himself, like someone who had nothing to prove yet everything to take. And the veterans noticed. You could feel the atmosphere shift. They say confidence can't be taught, that it comes from years of work, sacrifice, and self-belief. Shedeur walked into that building like someone who had already walked through fire. Little did anyone know, this was just the beginning. Word traveled fast, faster than usual. By the next day, the Browns quarterback room didn't feel like it was prepping for just another scrimmage. It felt like something was brewing. And all eyes? They were on Shedeur. Now let's get this straight. This wasn't a Hollywood movie. Nobody was rolling out red carpets or handing him the starting job. This was the NFL. And in this league, rookies earn their stripes through grind, not hype. But what set Shedeur apart wasn't just his mechanics, it was his ability to command the room without trying to own it. Day 2 arrived and the atmosphere was tense. The defensive backs had reviewed film from the previous day and were determined not to be made highlights again. But Shedeur wasn't flustered. In fact, he seemed even calmer. During warm-ups, he took time to talk to practice squad players, asked the ball boys about their lives, and even joked with one of the trainers about the Cleveland humidity. That's when Coach Kevin Stefanski reportedly said to a staffer, "He's got something. Not just on the field, there's poise, leadership." In the 11-on-11 scrimmage that followed, Shedeur was put into a red zone drill, a scenario where rookie QBs often struggle with the speed and intensity of the defense. But struggle? Not this time. First snap, quick out to the tight end. Second snap, pump fake, linebacker bites, touchdown over the middle. Third snap, audible at the line, quick slant, 6 more points. 9 throws, 7 completions, 3 touchdowns. And it wasn't just the accuracy, it was the awareness. Reading blitzes, sensing pressure, throwing guys open. Shedeur looked like he had been in that system for months, not 2 days. Later, a defensive lineman was caught on mic saying, "I don't know who this rookie thinks he is, but he's cooking our first team, damn near embarrassing us." Still, there was skepticism. Critics on social media posted, "It's just practice, chill. He's playing against second stringers. Let's see him in real games." Fair points. But in the building, a shift had already started. Shedeur wasn't just in the mix anymore. He was creating the mix. By Thursday, offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt gave him more pre-snap control, allowing Shedeur to call his own protection adjustments. Think about that. A rookie adjusting blocking schemes 4 days into camp. That same day, Shedeur pulled aside the second-string center after a blown snap. Not to yell, but to review timing. He stayed after practice, threw extra reps, studied film with the third-string receivers. And yeah, he kept completing passes like it was nothing. Nobody said it out loud yet. But the question was already forming in the minds of Browns fans. What if this kid is really the future? By the end of week 1, Shedeur Sanders had done more than complete passes. He had earned trust. Trust from coaches, from teammates, even from veterans who don't impress easily. David Njoku, the Browns' veteran tight end, reportedly told a reporter off the record, "I've seen a lot of rookies come through here. Raw talent? Sure. But this kid? He gets it. He knows how to win us over." The moment that really turned heads wasn't a throw, though. It was what Shedeur did after a late practice scrimmage. The offense had a sloppy day, missed assignments, dropped balls, and even Shedeur threw his first pick of camp. A lot of guys just went home frustrated, but not him. He went to the whiteboard, broke down every single play that failed, and invited anyone who wanted to stay and review film with him. No pressure, no egos, just, "If you want to be great, I'll be here."
9 players stayed. 5 were practice squad, 2 were vets. The next day, that same group went off in the walkthroughs. Suddenly, the offense looked sharper, tighter, and the coaching staff noticed. Shedeur didn't just bring energy, he brought culture shift. Even the defense started to show him respect. Myles Garrett, the team's all-pro pass rusher, lined up against him during a drill and jokingly shouted, "Time to welcome the kid to the NFL." Shedeur took the snap, sidestepped pressure, and launched a 30-yard dart into a window so tight it made the DBs stare at each other. No words were needed. The next few practices turned into quiet tryouts, not just for Shedeur, but for the future identity of the team. Each day, the huddle got tighter around him. His cadence grew louder. Players ran routes sharper when he was under center. At the same time, murmurs started outside the locker room. Sports radio hosts asked, "Why isn't Shedeur getting more first-team reps? Is this kid pushing Dorian Thompson-Robinson or even Deshaun Watson? Could we be watching a QB controversy forming?" Inside the facility, they tried to keep it quiet, but you can't mute performance. Coaches live by the rule. The tape doesn't lie. And the tape? It was glowing. One assistant coach anonymously told The Athletic, "We knew he was smart. We didn't know he was this smart. He's out diagnosing blitzes better than some guys in their 3rd year. He's got leadership we didn't coach into him. That's different." Meanwhile, Shedeur's father, Shedeur Sanders, stayed silent. No tweets, no interviews, no hype. Just one quote leaked from someone close to the family. "He doesn't need me."
The most telling moment came during a media blackout scrimmage, closed to fans and press. The Browns rotated all quarterbacks equally, Watson, Thompson-Robinson, and Shedeur. No favoritism, and yet, when the scrimmage ended, the loudest applause from the sideline came after Shedeur's final drive, a 2-minute drill that ended with a no-huddle touchdown pass against the first-team defense. Reporters weren't allowed to ask specifics, but one beat writer posted on X, formerly Twitter, "Can't say what happened today, but if you know, you know. The kid ain't playing like a rookie." Shedeur didn't celebrate. No dancing, no finger pointing, just a fist bump to the receiver and a nod to the offensive line. He walked off like he'd done this 100 times before, because maybe He had. The media storm hit faster than anyone expected. It started with a simple clip. Someone leaked footage from the Browns' private scrimmage. The grainy sideline video showed Shedeur Sanders calmly running a 2-minute offense, calling audibles, dodging pressure, and firing a game-winning touchdown to the back of the end zone. No celebration, just execution. Within hours, #StartShedeur began trending on X. ESPN picked up the story. FS1's Undisputed panel debated, is it crazy to say Shedeur should get a real shot at the starting job? Skip Bayless said, that boy plays like his daddy talks, confident, cool, and backed by results. Shannon Sharp, I told y'all months ago, this kid ain't no regular rookie. Back in Cleveland, things were shifting behind the scenes. Deshaun Watson, still the presumed starter, had been inconsistent during camp. Solid arm, but decision-making was shaky. Timing with receivers was off. The chemistry looked forced. Meanwhile, Shedeur was building rapport, not just with receivers, but with everyone, from water boys to linemen. He brought energy, clarity, and focus. And something else, accountability. After a receiver dropped a key third-down pass in one scrimmage, Shedeur went straight to him. No yelling, just, let's run it again. I trust you. That same receiver scored twice in the next drive. The coaches started splitting first-team reps more evenly. The official statement? We're evaluating everyone. But internally, it was clear. A battle was forming. Then came preseason week 1. The Browns announced Watson wouldn't play. Precautionary, they said. Dorian Thompson-Robinson would start. Shedeur would follow. Fans were buzzing. The moment was finally here. Shedeur's first NFL snaps in front of a live crowd. The lights, the pressure, the NFL shield staring back at him from midfield. And what did he do? He showed why he came. In just 3 drives, Shedeur went 9 of 11 for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. No turnovers, no forced throws, just command, rhythm, and calm. The second touchdown was vintage Shedeur. Flushed from the pocket, eyes downfield, he hit a tight end in stride as the defense collapsed around him. The crowd, roaring. The sideline, electric. The front office, taking notes. Even the broadcast booth couldn't hide it. One commentator said, I don't care where he was drafted, this looks like a starting quarterback in the making. When the game ended, Shedeur was mobbed by cameras. He kept it short. It's just the beginning. I'm here to earn it, not expect it. Later that night, a text from Shedeur Sanders leaked to the media. Proud of my son, but I'm not surprised. That's what happens when you build, not beg. Inside the Browns organization, meetings were happening. Quietly, urgently. They had a dilemma now. Start a struggling veteran making hundreds of millions, or ride the hot hand, a rookie with everything to prove and nothing to lose. Shedeur didn't care for the politics. He just kept practicing like it was Game 7. And maybe, just maybe, he's about to write the next great NFL underdog story. The kind legends are made of. If this inspired you, shocked you, or made you believe in the impossible, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. This is more than football. This is Shedeur Sanders rewriting the rules.